In this presentation, we'll be exploring the crucial intersection of privacy and compliance within big data environments. We'll start with an overview of the regulatory landscape, focusing on understanding key regulations such as the General Data Protection Regulation, often called GDPR, the California Consumer Privacy Act, known as CCPA, and other privacy regulations. These regulations significantly impact how organizations collect, process, and manage big data. We'll discuss how to ensure compliance while effectively protecting user privacy. Let's delve into the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, a cornerstone of data protection in Europe. This regulation applies to the data processing of all European Union residents, regardless of where the company processing the data is located. Non-compliance can result in hefty fines, reaching up to 20 million euros, or 4% of the company's global annual revenue, whichever is higher. The GDPR mandates explicit consent for data collection and processing, ensuring individuals are fully aware and agree to how their data is used. Data subjects also have the right to access, rectify, and erase their data, giving them greater control over their personal information. Now, let's look at the technical requirements for implementing GDPR in big data systems. Here's a sample compliance checklist. First, implement data minimization by collecting only the data that is absolutely necessary. Second, implement consent management to obtain explicit consent. Third, enable data subject rights by providing a data access application programming interface and implement the right to erasure. Fourth, implement strong security measures by encrypting personal data and implementing robust access controls. These steps are crucial for maintaining GDPR compliance in big data environments. Next, we'll discuss the California Consumer Privacy Act, or CCPA. This act applies to businesses with $25 million or more in revenue, or those that handle the data of 50,000 or more consumers. Violations of the CCPA can result in fines up to $7,500 per violation, especially for intentional breaches. Under the CCPA, consumers have the right to opt out of the sale of their data and can request the deletion of their personal information. Additionally, they have the right to know what data is being collected about them and how it's being used, empowering them with greater transparency and control. Let's explore the technical aspects of implementing CCPA, focusing on consumer rights management. In this sample code, the goal is to handle consumer requests. First, implement an opt-out mechanism by creating an opt-out portal. Second, conduct data inventory and mapping to catalog all personal information. Third, process consumer requests by processing deletion requests and generating data reports. Fourth, manage third-party data sharing controls by managing data sales disclosure. These implementations are essential for adhering to CCPA requirements and ensuring consumer rights are respected. Beyond GDPR and CCPA, numerous other privacy regulations exist globally. Let's briefly examine a couple of these. First, the Personal Information Protection and Electronic Documents Act, called PIPEDA, is Canada's federal privacy law, which requires meaningful consent for personal data collection. Second, the Lei Geral de Proteção de Dados, called LGPD, is Brazil's comprehensive data protection law, which includes GDPR-like principles and similar enforcement mechanisms. Now, let's address some of the specific compliance challenges that arise in big data environments. One significant challenge is data volume and velocity, where organizations must process massive datasets while maintaining real-time compliance checks. Another challenge is data lineage tracking, which involves maintaining accurate audit trails across complex data pipelines and transformations. Overcoming these challenges is crucial for ensuring ongoing compliance and data protection. Let's explore technical strategies for implementing privacy-preserving techniques in big data. To implement privacy techniques, first apply data anonymization and pseudonymization using differential privacy and k-anonymity. Second, Implement encryption and tokenization by encrypting personally identifiable information fields and tokenizing sensitive data. Third, set up access controls and monitoring using role-based access control, often called RBAC, and set up audit logging. Let's discuss data governance frameworks and their role in organizational compliance. The data classification part of the framework involves the systematic categorization of data based on sensitivity and regulatory requirements. Second, define the roles and responsibilities and clearly assign data stewardship and compliance accountability. By implementing these frameworks, organizations can establish a structured approach to data governance, ensuring compliance and promoting responsible data management. Privacy by design is a foundational approach to building big data systems with privacy in mind from the outset. One key principle is proactive prevention, which involves anticipating and preventing privacy invasions before they occur in the system design. Another principle is privacy as default, which ensures maximum privacy protection without requiring user action or configuration. These principles are essential for creating privacy-centric big data systems that prioritize user protection. Continuous monitoring and auditing are essential for verifying compliance in big data environments. To set up compliance monitoring, first, track data access patterns and monitor consent status. Second, validate retention policies and detect unauthorized processing. Third, create audit trails and schedule compliance assessments. These measures help ensure ongoing adherence to privacy regulations and provide accountability. Finally, let's summarize the best practices and key takeaways for achieving big data compliance. To have continuous assessment, regularly conduct compliance audits and privacy impact assessments as regulations evolve. It is also important to integrate legal, technical, and business teams for a comprehensive compliance strategy. By adhering to these best practices, organizations can effectively navigate the complex landscape of big data compliance and protect user privacy. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.